Let's start and play with ribbons and yarns and put them around our junk journals. We've got lots of pages to play with today, my friends. Lots of pages. Here, Wendy Travels, where Wendy creates. Today we are working with junk journal pages, and we've already torn these out. We've torn them in a various different kind of pages, book pages. We've even made some with pockets, and we're going to go ahead and take these junk journal pages and put some frou-frou on the edges. So I'm very excited about that. I got out some various different textures, and we're going to go ahead and put some of these on the physical pages. And of course the cover is going to have this as well. You can find this in usually your home deco section of your fabric stores, and I picked this up probably pushing a year ago now at Hobby Lobby, usually once, maybe 3 times if we're extremely lucky. They put the home deck ribbon and lace on sale. So when they do, pick that up, take advantage of it, get it at a discount, and let's go ahead and pull up the sewing machine and see if we can put some of this on make some beautiful pages. So today I'm using my Singer Heavy Duty sewing machine, and we're just going to open this up and grab out some of the plainer pages. And see, we've already decorated some with paper, but now we want to decorate with fabric and lace and ribbons. So we're going to take some of our pages that are completely plain on the edges, and we're going to put some frou-frou on them. And this one being green, I might think of a brown or a neutral or a pastel to go on it. And so let's audition a couple of these. I also have some fancy yarn out here that I like using, and I apologize about the disaster here. Somehow they got all mixed up, but I thought this fancy frou-frou would be real nice too. So maybe I'm going to do that on this page. As you can see, we can kind of lay it over and audition it and just decide what you like best. And I think I am going to use some of this brown yarn. So let's go ahead and turn on the sewing machine. We're going to turn our stitches over to a zigzag. So we're going to move the width from 0 for a straight stitch over to, I think we're going to use a 3 today. And we'll go ahead and maybe put it on both sides of the page. So we're going to put it down one side and down the other. Maybe even dangle it. We'll decide later if we want to trim that off or keep that there. So let's bend this to get it under the machine. We want to hold it kind of taut so it stays directly in place, and put our needle right down on top of it. And we can just use a regular foot for this. If you have a couching foot, that is perfect. Okay, so we're going to pull our foot pedal over. And we've already unthreaded our needle. So let me go ahead and do that over again. And how did we unthread our needle? Why did it unthread? Well, it unthread because we did not hold the thread when we were beginning, or have a little piece of fabric on it to keep it from doing that. So you either have to hold on to it, have a longer piece, or put a little piece of fabric on it, and that way you'll never have it unthread when you go to sew. All right, so we're holding down our ribbon. We're starting it. Let me grab my 2 threads back here, and we've got her started. So let's go back over here, grab those tight. We're on a very loose stitch, zigzag stitch, and we're just going to go slow down the whole body of that page. And that also acts not only making it pretty, but it also acts like a page mark, which I really, really love. Okay, so grab our scissors or cut it on our cutter here. And then we have, oh, I really, really love how this looks. I hope you love how this looks as well. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so let's go ahead and trim it off a little bit long because I like to sometimes hang beads, sometimes just hang frillies from the junk journal itself. Not just on the back, but on the pages as well to help me mark those. Okay, let's go ahead and do it up and down the other page. Now, unless this is in your center, those two pages with the yarn on it's not going to be together. They're going to have other pages in between them. So you're going to have some frou-frou over here and some frou-frou over here. And I really, really like that look. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring that down both sides as well. And also on this page, we have a couple of page tucks, which are nice to have, and that's just paper glued to where you can slide in other pages, and it works real nice for holding tickets, journal thoughts, anything that you have. Who knows, maybe you're at a restaurant and you're writing some thoughts down on a napkin. You can actually tear that off the napkin, tuck it into these tucks, and keep it, or put it in a pocket that we have in the journal and keep it as well. All right. And let's trim this off. We'll trim our starting needles, and then I'm going to show you how beautiful this page looks. All right. Look at this, my friends. Is that stunning, or is that stunning? Look at that. I am really loving how that turned out. So let me go ahead and trim these threads down here. We can trim them off at the bottom later if we so choose. But this way, by leaving them long, I give myself some options. I could even have it up top for a tag. I generally have most of my frou-frou on the bottom coming out of the book because when I'm holding it or writing it, I like the different textures. But coming out the top is also beautiful. All right, so we have that page done. Let's go ahead and grab another page and put something else on it. I have some torn pages here. Let's take this straight page. And we're going to go ahead. This is a pocket page. So I have taken paper and I have folded it over and I've created pockets here. And when we bind the book in the center, that pocket, nothing's going to come out the side, nothing's going to come out the center. But let's go ahead and put some frou-frou on the sides here. And maybe we'll put a little bit of this running lace. One side, two sides. I think just one side. This is a little bit bigger, a little bit closer to the inside of the signature. So I think I'm going to run this up and down the one side, not both sides, of the page so that it's only on 1 and 2 pages, not 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. And we're going to go ahead and trim that off so I'm not working with too much bulk. I can trim it up a little bit later if I so choose. I still have myself on the zigzag on a 3, so it's not very wide, but it's definitely wide enough to catch and to hold these. I did a little knot or lock stitch at the very beginning. And we're going to keep coming down this page and, oopsie, come on, back on the page. See how we look. I think I went off a little bit. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So let's see. No, clearly that is locked on. That is beautiful. I am good to go. And on the top here, I'm going to trim my threads. And then again on the top of the book, it's a little bit too long, but I think I'll keep it there and decide whether I want to leave it on there or not. What I'm going to do is just tap it over and stick a stitch in it right there, so that there's no raw edge on the top. It's folded over and looks like it's a finished project. Okay, and needle up, pull it out. Now I've got a lot more threads because I had the 2 on top and then I put more. Okay, we go. So we have another frou-frou page. So I am loving that as well. Let's put that in here. And you can just see so far, we get the lace and the ribbon, we get the yarn, so we have the different textures here. And let's see if we can't do this to a couple more pages. I have a pink one here. I don't want to put yellow on a pink. Is that one page? Maybe that's one page. Okay. So here on this one, it has the beautiful border already, but maybe I'm going to put something else here. And again, like I've said before, I like to use a lot of different textures. So how does that look? I know we've got the gray, but I still think that looks really good with the pink. And I'm thinking it's fine with the gray as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down either side. It doesn't matter. Let's see, we've got the yarn on the back, so we're going to put this on the front page, front of the page. And we're going to twist it over here. So see, my end is not ending directly at the top. It's ending down here a good ½ inch. And we're going to put this all the way around. I can go ahead and trim that so I don't have excess. All right, and let's stitch this down. Now, if I were very concerned or making this professionally, I would switch threads to the brown because there's no need to have a white thread on top of brown. But for expediency, for the tutorial, we're going to leave it the white thread. We've got it lock stitched at the top and the bottom. My side looks good. How does your side look? I think that looks perfect. Okay, I'm very happy with this one too. Look at that. And the white thread does not bother it a bit. It honestly looks almost pink. So that's perfect. Let's cut off another thread here and pop this back into the book. Pop this back into the book. Now I'm thinking I want something on the outer edge. Let's see which way is upright and which way is down on my book. And this is a pocket, so that is definitely the front of the book. Okay, so how are we feeling about my pages? So this is upside down. Gotcha. Upside down, upside down, upside down. There we go. A little bit better. So we've got the frou-frous and the frillies. And we can decide to do a couple more or just go to the next signature because I like multiple signatures in my junk journals. We'll grab the next signature and go ahead and put some frou-frou as well. And then I'm going to ask you, hit that subscribe button down below because next we are going to take scrap fabric and turn it into frillies and then put it on these pages. So I'm so excited about that. I really love doing this. It's multicolor if you so choose, or whatever color your last quilt was, you take up all your scraps, cut them into thinner pieces, sew them together. You've got a lot of frou-frou. You're making your own ribbon. You're making your own lace. I love it. Hit subscribe. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so let's get back here and go ahead and put a little frou-frou on this one. And we can even use leftover binding from my baby quilt. Let's do that. Why not? It's double-sided bias. And we're just going to pop that right on here. We're going to have it stick out from the page. So the end of it is just the bias tape. It's just fabric. There's no tape involved. It's just called bias tape. And we're going to sew that down. Okay, so I think that is going to be really frou-frou, really perky, happy. And I'm going to do that. Okay, and again, it's whatever you have left over. Never throw a scrap away. These junk journals are perfect at using up all of your scraps. And I like the texture too. So having stitches in a junk journal, I think adds a lot to the character of your book. All right, so we are going to see what we're going to show you next. All right, so we're in the process of putting ribbon and lace on this. So I have this piece. It works better, I think, as a tie instead of around. It's almost like a shoelace strength. So we're going to hold out for that one. And I might just put one strip of this, and a little of this. I really like this one. Maybe I'll put it on one side, and then it's long enough to almost, fully go up the pocket. Okay, so this one we're going to put on here like this, going up the pocket. So let's go ahead, and we're holding it on. We're going to pop this in under the needle, flip my fingers around. And again, you can use paper clips, safety pins, anything you're comfortable with to hold them if you're not immediately sewing them. Or pull the paper clips off when you get close to it. Okay, and we are done with that. And honestly, this is beautiful because even without the ribbon here, look how beautiful those stitches look on the paper. So I love that. Looks really nice for me. Let's trim our threads. And let's grab our next piece that we're going to put some edging on. And pockets are upright. Oop, that went on the back, not the front. Do I want to put something on the front there or go to the next solid page? I have some torn pages, some ink stained pages, some coffee stained pages. Here's a solid. Let's go ahead and put some on this one. All right, so what do we want to do here? I have this yellow, so let's, I don't know where this came from. I think I got this at a yard sale. So we're going to pull off this Old Labor woven edge ribbon, 10 feet, 60 cents. So again, it's a little bit old, very old. So we're going to put that on the front side this time. So we have more ribbon, more bolt to the front. And I think we're going to put the tag up in the air instead of frou-frou on the bottom. We're going to pull that up, trim it about 1.5 inches above the page. We can trim it again later if we so choose. And I'm going to put this page right under the foot, lower down the foot, holding onto it, and stitch right up that side. And I'm running out of thread. So let's see if I get all the way down. Okay, and I've just ran out of thread. How perfectly. And you can see that because I'm just going to pull it, and that was the end of that one thread. Sweet. Okay, so here we go. Even the stitches, I think, look really good on that one. Okay, so you see here. And I think I want to go ahead and put, I've got a lot more paper here, so I think I'm going to put something on this side. I have, this is the remainder of all I have left of these daisies. This, again, I want to say comes from my mother, that she put on my dresses as I was a little girl. I think I even recall seeing pictures of myself in this dress. So absolutely gorgeous. Upcycle, reuse, repurpose. Let's go ahead and put those stars. And I think I'm just going to do it down. Do I want to do it down one side or down two sides? It's so incredibly pretty. Look at that. So pretty. I think I want to do it down two sides. All right. And again, that just tells you how much I love my junk journals, that I want to use items with such great memories. And I hope that if I ever get rid of this junk journal, you will treasure this as much as I would. Okay, lock in my stitch. I'm doing it with the flowers just off the edge. Come on, stay on there, stay on there. Oh, and I'm doing it with no thread in the machine. Isn't that hilarious? All right, so let's get some thread in the machine, shall we? So funny, so funny, so funny. Okay, and I want to use white or yellow, and I have yellow. Oh, that's a bobbin. Let's go with the top thread. What color do I want to use? I think we're gonna go ahead and pop in, because I'm using up thread, we're gonna pop in one of these pinks, very light pink. And again, I'm using up bobbin still from the long arm. I've got about a month or two of these bobbins stored up. So it's about time I clean them off so we can make more quilts. All right. And we are all threaded, so I apologize about the delay. And let me re-hold my beautiful little lace in place. Pull it up the other side. And we're going to sew that down. And this lace does cover up the holes that the needle punched in the paper, so that's not going to be an issue. The lace even reinforces the edge of the paper, of the book page. So I don't have to worry about any harm that stitching with no thread did to my paper. All right, I love that. What do you think? I'm loving this. So now on both sides, I've got some real frou-frou, and these junk journal pages, these pages are really, really coming into their own. And look at this beautiful, I want to say this was even from our Kool-Aid stain tutorial that we did almost maybe, I don't know, a year ago, 6 months ago at least. And so that page is absolutely gorgeous. It was lightly ironed. If you don't like the wrinkles, we can iron it more. And I think this book page, it looks like it's in the center and it's torn on one side. So I'm going to go ahead and put something over here, and I think it blends well with this. So we're going to go ahead and use this yarn one more time. Okay, so let's grab this yarn. We're going to take it up and down this page. We're using, again, the zigzag stitch. And I think I want the frou-frou at the bottom of the page. So we're going to leave that long and go ahead and stitch that down real quick. So open that book up. Okay, and we are stitched. Lift that needle. Looks like my yarn wanted to get caught. Trim our threads close. How's it looking on that side? I haven't seen it. Ah, looks better on that side than this side. But that's the writing, so we might put some paint over that, some stickers, something, so I can journal on that. All right, so let's trim that off, leaving a nice long frou-frou. We've got that page, we've got the torn edge, then we've got that beautiful sewn. And thank you to the author, whoever wrote this book. I probably mentioned you before when I was making these pages, but I love the child book, but all of my children are in their 20s, almost 30, and have given me no grandkids yet. Hence, get on with the process. Just kidding, just kidding. Okay, seriously, just kidding, JK. Okay, so here we go. Let me trim a thread. And we now have 2 signatures done. So I hope you've loved this tutorial. And again, it's just brief. You can do this. Anybody can do this. I hope I've given you some ideas, some inspiration. Start working on your junk journal pages. And you can frou-frou them up. Even if you bought this ready-made, add more. Have fun with it. Lots of different ways you can add it. Even use your stapler. Use your glue. Use your washi tape. Whatever you have. These are so much fun, and look at that. So I am excited to bring that to you. And remember, hit the subscribe button down below, because we have a lot more I want to show you, and we're going to make up some now our own lace and ribbon from scrap and show you how that works. All right, my friends, see you soon.